Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on simple fractions. What are fractions? In simple terms, a fraction is part of a whole. So, it is a smaller part of something that is larger in size. Parts of a fraction. A fraction has two main parts. The first part is called the numerator. It is the top part of the fraction. It tells us how many smaller parts we are considering. The second part is called the denominator. It is the bottom part of the fraction. It tells us the total number of parts which make up the whole. Let's look at a simple example. Have you ever shared a pizza with someone? Furthermore, have you shared the pizza equally so that you both eat the same amount? If so, how much of the pizza is eaten by each person? Now here is a pizza, and if you notice we have sliced the pizza in this fashion here, down the centre. In other words, this is 1/2 of the pizza here, and this fraction here is how we designate 1/2. That is, that part there is the 1, which is the part we are considering, that is the part eaten by each person. The 2 tells us that the pizza has been divided into 2 parts, so those 2 parts make up the whole pizza. If the pizza is sliced through the centre, each person eats half of the pizza. So the fraction of 1/2 is written as follows, 1/2, and we saw that here in the previous slide. I've just repeated this for ease of reference. The top part is the numerator. Each person ate 1 slice. That's what the 1 represents in this particular example. So each person ate 1 slice. The denominator is 2. The pizza was sliced into 2 pieces. So those 2 pieces there make up the whole pizza. Let's look at the simple fraction of 1/3. Now in each of these cases, the 1 represents the smaller part that we are considering. For example, this dark blue section here is 1/3 of the whole circle, because the circle is divided equally into 3 parts. So they are 3 equal parts, which represents the denominator. We are considering this dark section, which represents the numerator, and that's 1/3. The same for the triangle. We're considering this dark section, and the triangle has been divided into 3 equal parts. The same for the rectangle. We're considering this part here, and the rectangle has been divided into 3 equal parts. So the circle, triangle and rectangle each have 1/3 of the whole part, which is shaded a darker colour. The fraction of 1/4. Here we are considering that section there, which represents the 1. The 4 represents the 4 equal parts, which make up the whole. We're considering the dark section, and the 4 represents each of those smaller squares. And here we're considering this shaded section here, and the 4 represents 1, 2, 3, 4. So the circle, square and parallelogram each have 1/4 of the whole part, which is shaded a darker colour. And it's exactly the same here with the circle, the cross and the trapezium. That's 1/5 there. That dark part there is also 1/5, and that part there is also 1/5. So that is the small part that we are considering, and it's the 5 here tells us that each shape has been divided into 5 equal parts. So the circle, cross and trapezium each have 1/5 of the whole part, which is shaded a darker color. And in the next video, we'll move on and look at more fractions which are just a little bit more involved, but they follow the same principle.